What's good, everybody? Hmm. What y'all talking about? Just samples. What's good, everybody? How's everyone's Monday? Favorite Barry White sample? Ooh. I'm possibly gonna go with Black Moons. I got your open remix. Raekwon's North Star. If I'm not mistaken, that was a Barry White sample. Oh, I forgot. My day was pretty busy. It could have been a little bit better though, but it wasn't like horrendous. It was just a lot of shit happening. I didn't have time. I didn't have time to finish the Wendy Williams video, which I'm gonna finish that tonight, hopefully. Um, just getting ready for my school homecoming next week. Also, it's just that time of the year where everyone's trying to rush and get their things ready by Christmas and stuff like that too. Job issues, shit like that. Oh shit. But really, it's kind of good because for one, after I finish up my Wendy Williams video, then I'm really just gonna knock out for the night because I am tired like fuck. Um, yeah, tries on his way. Yeah, and I heard about the King Richard movie. I heard about that. Hey, what's up, Vinyl? What's up? Let me watch something that can make me laugh or something, cause I've been watching Batman literally all fucking day. Have a lot of shit to say. Hey, that rhymes, but I do it all the time. Shit. What's up, Tim? Raekwon's immobility on Mace double up. Oof. I'd rather listen to immobility. Overrated movie. Love of basketball or any type of. Well, you gotta say which Tyler Perry movie, but Love and Basketball is overrated to me. There's actually a few Tyler Perry movies I do necessarily like. I don't like all of his shit though. I'm not gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. When it comes to Tyler Perry, I mostly watch his plays, mostly, but shit. Yo,
Dun, 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 dun.
hey.
Somebody called her back.
Times like this, I wish I still had my Batmobile action figure.
Oh
How you
yes.
doing?
Some
Ah, shit, shit.
why does Q want to get on to talk about what Tupac ain't in this film?
Yeah, who
He's not
wants to
in
get
none of
on?
these films. Why does he want to get on? Q wants to get on to talk about what Tupac?
I guess we'll talk about Batman, I guess.
You asking the wrong person. This is Reg's channel. Don't ask me.
I mean, probably after. Uh, I'll see after the breakdown and shit. We can come on for a little bit. I'll see.
He wants to talk about Tupac and Batman.
Shit, weak.
That's funny.
But yeah, I've been watching Batman literally all day. I just
That's
got
dope.
done watching Batman and Robin. Oh shit.
No Lord.
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Where do we begin, yo? You know.
Well, guess I have to start from the beginning. I guess. I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
5 movies of Batman, 89 to 97. In my opinion, the best era of Batman. In my opinion.
Right.
But let me get my. I don't want. I have all my notes together. Give me 1 second. But yeah, you know what's crazy though.
Uh huh.
When I do these movie reviews, there's like a lot of trivia. You
Yeah.
never know what goes into making a movie and shit.
A lot of crap.
And Batman Returns, I got like a lot of crazy shit that
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I
This
still
is
had my
great.
Batman action. Yeah, my sister
Wish
made
you
me throw
started.
in like
I got some Batman. Well, like DVDs and shit. You know. We'll
Batman.
save that for the animated stuff.
All right, bet. Yeah, I thought about doing a video for the '60s Batman later on this year.
Hmm. I love
That
it.
way, yeah.
The
You said
show
you
or the
love it.
or the movie.
The show. Well, we can. Well, the
Yes,
movie kind of ties in with the show, so
I love it because I grew up with that on in syndication. So you know that was the first Batman that I knew was that it was Adam West and Dick Ward and then everybody else. You know, some people grew up in the Bale era. Some people grew up in the Keaton era or Kilmer and Clooney. You know,
shit.
Clutch
I
was
grew up in
good,
the
yo.
animated series, bro.
Animated series. I was watching a couple of episodes today. I love it. I still love that series. It hasn't aged at all.
Nah, I'm low key kind of excited about the reboot, surprisingly,
Really?
because
You want to see the reboot? They're not going to top the
it's
original.
not. But the original dude, Bruce Trim, whatever his name is, he's coming back, and it's not gonna top it. But I'm kind of curious how they go with it. If it's good, it's good. If it's
It's
bad,
not even going to beat the other series after Batman Beyond and the Batman. It's not even going to touch that.
man, the Batman sucked to me.
You didn't like the Batman? I like. I'm going to mention that stuff tomorrow. 'Cause I like some episodes and movies from that era.
Yeah, man. To me,
You
it's
know,
like Batman Beyond and Batman TAS.
Ben
Raven Gold.
Affleck. Yes. Clutch
Yeah,
mentioned Ben Affleck. Now I'm gonna tell you, when Ben Affleck got casted, I was still on Facebook when he got casted, and I remember like looking at the timeline. It was like so many people against him being Affleck, and I actually signed up. They had a petition. They started a petition to have Ben Affleck not be Batman when he got
I
casted. And I
remember.
remember signing that petition, but Ben Affleck has always been a good actor. Like I've seen a lot of his films. Mallrats I have on DVD. That was a classic film in '95, and Changing Lanes with him and Samuel L. Jackson, Gone Girl. You know what I'm saying? But he really surprised me with, huh?
I'm gonna go back to my car, but I'm still listening.
He really surprised me as a seasoned Bruce Wayne and Batman. I really think he was a star of the Justice League and Batman versus Superman. And you know what I'm saying. And I didn't think he was. When he first got picked, I didn't think he was the right fit, but he proved me wrong. Like he definitely was one of the best. And I'm hoping Robert Pattinson, the new Batman, I'm hoping he proves me wrong because every time I see him, I see the Twilight. I don't see Bruce Wayne in him. So hopefully he proves me wrong with the new movie coming out. So, but yeah, Ben Affleck was a good Batman, definitely. Vinyl said Batman definitely my comic book series movies. Second would be Spider. Yeah, Spider Man. I'm a huge Spider Man fan. Both of them are great. Batman, Spider Man, Superman, Wolverine is one of my favorites too. Yeah. What's your favorite like Batman film or um cartoon or anything Batman related? Favorite Batman villain? You don't like Superman like that? I love Superman. Henry Cavill. I love Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill as Superman needs to stay as Superman. Cause I feel like Warner Brothers they quick to change these characters after like maybe 5 years, and they're not really giving them a chance to really let the fans get familiar with them as that character. So I don't feel like they need a new Superman. I know they talking about doing a black Superman and stuff like that. They have Superboy on Titans. I don't feel like they need a new Superman. Like let Henry Cavill stay as Superman. If you wanna bring in Superboy to the universe, that's one thing. But
We.
I think Henry Cavill is a good Superman, and he needs to stay as Superman.
Well, I'm ready to start whenever y'all are.
Let's go.
Greetings, everybody. We are going to take a trip to Gotham City this week. Your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try with me.
No, I am the boy wonder. I am Robin today. It's Batman
Robin.
and Robin.
Oh, you want to be Robin? Shit.
I am the boy. I am not worthy to be even though I'm wearing Batman. I am the boy. Robin is underrated now. Let's give Robin his props.
I mean, I like Robin, but not in the movies we're going to talk. Well, we'll
You
get.
don't like Robin in on Teen Titans. Well,
Oh, Robin on Teen
he,
Titans. Yeah,
he's no longer Robin. He's Nightwing. But Robin in Teen Titans, I think they did him more justice than the movie.
I agree. Yeah, but this week is Batman week. We've been promoting this for about a month and a half or whatever. So today we are going to talk about the movies between 1989 to 1997. So that means we're going to talk about Batman 89, Batman
Hmm.
Returns, Batman Mask of the well, you saw Mask, right?
I thought we was doing that tomorrow. Are we doing that tomorrow?
Well, I want to talk. We can. Well, that's since that's more TAS. We can do that tomorrow and shit.
Okay,
Okay.
like the
Yeah,
animated
we can.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, we can do TAS tomorrow.
Yes, I've
Well,
seen like almost
yeah.
all of the animated films. I've seen all of them.
All right. We're gonna talk about Batman Forever. And we're gonna talk about Batman and Robin. All right. So with many people, we have different eras of Batman. Some people were raised on the Adam West version. Some people were raised on the comics. Some people were definitely raised on the 19 like the Tim Burton version,
Hmm.
which kind of so I was gonna do that. Um, the animated series, which that was really my introduction to Batman.
Right.
Or most people were raised during the Nolan era. I'm not gonna lie, Nolan era has some fans too.
Hmm.
But how did you get into Batman, the Cape Crusader?
Uh, like very young. I think I was like 4, 5, and just I remember one Christmas my mom had bought me like the audio books. I mean, we had like the audio books back then with the cassette. that you got to
Yeah.
follow along, like the book you got to follow along with the cassette. And I had I had gotten like a Looney Tunes one and a Batman and Robin one that year. Might have been like 84, 85, and that was like one of my favorite presents at that year, like because like I was a huge comic book head and a huge cartoon head, and we had like the Justice League on. Well, they called it the Justice League of America. I actually have that on DVD. I'll show that tomorrow. And I was a huge fan of like the Super Friends, Superman and Batman and Robin and Wonder Woman, Aquaman. So and then having like the action figures, I had the action figures too, the Batmobile and all that, the Joker. I had like little like Justice League pins, like the Joker pins and Riddler and all that, and you know um going to the movies, seeing the Tim Burton films, the first two I saw that summer. Um and I've always been a fan, like and then growing up reading comic books is what when as at least for like the DC stuff, I was always a Marvel head too, but for the DC stuff it was always like Batman and Robin for me, Superman, that whole, the Flash, all that. And it's always been a part of my life. And then like growing up, watching this the Batman series on in syndication on Channel 11. Back then it used to be called WPIX. Now it's called the CW. But yeah, just growing up watching the show in syndication back then with Adam Ward and Adam West and Burt Ward. Rest in peace to Adam West. And
Yes.
seeing Frank, all of them is pretty much like gone now, right? I mean, I think all of them died. Frank
No,
Gorshin is,
Burt
but
Ward is
what is
still
still
alive.
alive? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Frank Gorshin, he played the Riddler. Caesar Romero played the Joker. Vincent Price played Egghead.
Sammy
Um,
Davis Jr. too.
yeah, Lee Merriweather and Elton Kitt played Catwoman. So they had like your black and white Catwoman at that time. It was a great show, and they actually they actually looked like how they did in the comics. And it's always been like that character's always been a part of my life. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I remember every summer I would go to see the blockbuster films. Like I've seen every blockbuster film that came out in the summer from like the '80s to now. Like the only year I missed was last year because of COVID. But every year they had a summer blockbuster film. I went to see it. So I was there to see Batman in '89. I was there in '92. I was actually starting being a freshman in high school, and I had summer orientation. I went to private high school for my first year of high school as a freshman, and I had orientation, summer orientation. And after I left class, I got out of class like one p.m., like from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And my mom had took me to the movie theater to see Batman Returns. And man, that was seeing part one with Tim Burton and the whole hoopla for that. And I remember going when Prince came out with the Bat Dance song. I remember buying that on cassette and then buying the soundtrack, and then just seeing like the whole like world premiere for that was just crazy, and the success of that film. And then seeing going back to the theaters to see Batman Returns that summer was crazy. It was like, damn, like they couldn't have picked a better cast for that. And you know after that, just all of those movies I've seen, like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, and when the animated series came out, like I was a huge fan of that. And that was at that time when you know I wasn't really into like too many tunes anymore. Like, cause to me, like my favorite tunes as a kid was like Voltron, Thundercats, Silverhawks, He-Man, GI Joe, Transformers. And like they stopped. A lot of those shows got canceled by the '90s. So by '92, I wasn't really checking for no tunes like that. Like a lot of my friends at that time, they were like checking for like Power Rangers. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't a huge Power Rangers fan from the beginning, but when the animated series came out, I was like, yo, like this is the way to like do a Batman series, and it was different from the other ones that I grew up on. It was more darker. It was more. It had like more of an adult theme to it, and it was great. Like just the whole animation for it, and the people that they casted for the voiceovers and all that. The storylines was good, and it was just like a different way to make a series that not only that kids could watch but adults could follow along too, because there's so many like adults I know that are huge Batman fans and comic book heads, even now, and it was done the right way, and then they just started a pattern like they did the Superman animated series like that and the Young Justice League and all that, and I was a fan of all of those. So it's always that character's always been in my life, and then later on when DVDs came into the picture, I had to get those. I'm saying I had the movies on VHS, and then when DVDs came out, I had to get those on DVD and some of the animated ones. When Batman Begins came out, I remember getting the Xbox game for that. That was like a huge game for Xbox at the time, the original Xbox, and going to see that film. And I've always been a fan of like anything Batman related. Like the villains were just as popular. The Penguin, in Gotham, the TV show that they had for Gotham, you had like the main one of the main characters was the Penguin, and how he became the Penguin, and how he met the Riddler. You know what I'm saying? And it's everything's been great. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always thought that this character has been legendary, and he's not a metahuman. He's not a metahuman. He wasn't born with powers like Superman or the Flash, or he ain't have no crazy accident like Barry Allen in the Flash. He's like a regular human that he taught because of the tragedy with his family, when his family seeing his family get murdered. He trained himself, and became who he became over time, and it took like many years, and now we're just now getting to see like the backstory of how Bruce Wayne, the young millionaire Bruce Wayne, became the legendary Batman and the savior for Gotham City. And it's a great story, and it's like a great motivation if you think about it, like him being there watching his parents get gunned down, and then like just motivating himself for all these years from a young boy to a grown man to save his city that he lives in, and to get justice for his family being gunned down, and I mean if that don't give you motivation, then I don't know what will. So it's always been a great character for me.
Yeah, very dope introduction to Batman.
Yeah.
To me, I got into Batman mostly just from growing up. It's like a couple of things. Like for one, it was the animated series from '92 and the Adam West show.
Right.
And it's kind of weird though because the animated series was like all dark and complex and everything. And then I turned to the TV land like and that's this Adam West show. It's just all campy and down at like all
Right.
like goofy and shit like that. And
Mm-hmm.
just imagine I dream of Genie as a superhero. That's the perfect way to
Right.
describe that.
It was like that, yeah.
And then the Justice League cartoon. I was watching that, and it
Mm-hmm.
was always Batman. It was always Superman for me growing up.
Right.
As a kid, I like Superman a bit more, but when I grew up, I fuck with Batman a bit more and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much, yeah, man. It's just that I just love how with Batman, he is like a detective. He's not like really just like has power like Wonder Woman or Flash. Like he's
Right.
pretty much like a detective. He's very
Yeah.
skilled at what he does, and I
He
feel
can
like that's
fight.
why a lot of people relate to Batman more and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I definitely cannot wait to talk about Batman all week. And what better way to start than the 1989 Tim Burton movie? So before we actually talk about this for a minute, I want to say that by the time they were working on another Batman movie, Batman's popularity was not really as massive as like Supermans at that time and shit like that, you know?
Right.
Because like I think the last Batman movie at that point was like 1966,
Mm-hmm.
and then they tried to bring Batman back a couple of times, but people thought it was going to be a bit too dark. They were complaining about how it was trying to appeal to kids and shit like that too. So
Right.
that's when they had Tim Burton come, and Tim Burton at that time, I want to say he got famous for doing the Pee Wee's Big Adventure, that movie and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I remember seeing
And
that.
so they brought Tim Burton in for '89, and yeah, it was pretty much a wrap after that. This movie was like a why it was pretty much the blueprint of superhero movies to this day.
Yeah.
Feel like everybody tried to create this movie after a while and stuff. It's crazy too because when we talk about the plot of the movie, it's just Gotham City's just getting ready for its bicentennial and whatnot, and so next thing you know, like everyone is trying to investigate Batman. You have Vicky Vale and Knox and shit like that who were reporters. And next thing Bruce Wayne, of course, falls in love with Vicky. And then you have the Joker, who's pretty much like getting ready for his plan and stuff, terrorize Gotham with like these products that make people die from laughing uncontrollably and stuff like that too. And then the thing that gets me about this movie is a couple of things. For one,
Mm-hmm.
casting, pretty much the best casting in any Batman movie. Like,
I agree.
and the casting at that time was met with some controversy, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like for one, Michael Keaton as Batman. A lot of people were not really trying to have Michael Keaton for Batman. I think they were trying to have a petition and stuff like that to get him
Same
out
like
because I
Affleck.
think you said what?
The same like Affleck when he they had a petition for Ben Affleck not to be Batman.
Right. And because yeah, the casting was what really caused like a lot of controversy
Mm-hmm.
because like a lot of people like especially controversy mostly from the comic book heads.
Right.
So when it came to the Joker, Jack Nicholson played the Joker, but he was not the only one that was considered for the Joker, and there was one actor that was very close to playing him
Mm-hmm.
because people like Tim Curry, John Lithgow, James Woods were considered Joker, but
Mm.
Robin Williams was close to actually being the Joker.
That would have been a good pick too. I could see him
Yeah,
doing that.
I can see
Definitely.
Robin as the Joker and shit. Like that would have been the perfect role for
Yeah.
him
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. So yeah, and so Jack Nicholson, he was the Joker, and then you had Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent,
Right.
which Lord, I wished they would have shown more of Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent
Yeah.
because when you think of Harvey Dent, you think of like a smooth talker,
Right.
charismatic and shit like that, very confident. But at the same time, he has like a dark side that's creeping on him and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so Billy D. Williams, he captured that smooth talking Harvey Dent. But I wished in my fantasy, he could have been like a Two Face. I imagine what he would have done with a Two Face role, which
I don't. I don't think
spoiler
they.
alert.
I
Hmm?
don't think. I don't remember him in the movie because I don't. I don't think he had a prominent role compared to like the other Two Face. I mean, the other people that played Two Face like Tom Lee Jones and Aaron Eckhart. Like
Right.
they played better. Even though I felt like we'll get to that movie with Tom Lee Jones, but I felt like Aaron Eckhart to me played Two Face the way he was in the animated series.
Yeah, because like when I think of Two Face, the animated series
Mm,
is what I think of him more because, and I'm gonna get more into Tommy Lee Jones,
yeah,
but with the Two Face, he was like a sinister, smooth talker.
right.
That was a very tragic character,
Hmm.
and which I'll get more into that tomorrow too. But Kim Basinger played Vicky Vale, which it's kind of weird though when it came to Kim Basinger's character because the whole Vicky Bruce, it was like a love triangle with became the Joker, Bruce and Vicky, or
Right.
Batman, Vicky and the Joker, or whatever, and
Right.
stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard a lot of people who love the movie say they didn't really care too much for like the little love triangle and shit like that.
Right.
And personally, I'm not gonna lie, and this is what's coming back to Michael Keaton. Oh, excuse me. I feel like when this is one of the reasons why I liked how it humanized Bruce Wayne's character, because when it came to Michael Keaton's portrayal, he portrayed Bruce Wayne more human than I would say the other Bruce Waynes. And yes, I'm gonna include that to Ben Affleck too and shit, because it's like in the
Mm-hmm.
outside, Bruce is like this all put together cat. You know what I'm saying? All put together.
Right.
He had people think he had it all, but in the inside, it's like he's really a broken person. Like he's not really used to like a lot of human interaction.
Right.
And like there were certain scenes where I loved that, especially like the
Mm-hmm.
scene where they were eating, they having a date.
Mm-hmm.
They had that long ass table and stuff like that too, and it was just like okay, like I think Vicky was like okay really, and it was just that line I think she said like, do you enjoy eating in this room a lot, like some shit like
Right.
that.
Right. Right. Yeah, because he
Um
was all by himself when it's a huge dining
yeah,
room. Yeah. They end up
exactly.
taking their food to like a different place.
Right. And also when it came to the Alfred, the dude who played Alfred too, I'm on the computer right now, hold on, what's his name, Michael Gow. The way they portrayed Alfred in these movies, was it me or was he more like, how can I put this? A busybody. How can I put that? Like
I've I've I've
I've
seen
always
so
liked
many.
Alfred.
I've seen so many like incarnations of Alfred. It's like I don't know what to believe of who is really Alfred, because like on Gotham, Alfred had a gun and he knew how to fight, and then they end up making a spin-off for Alfred, but he didn't have that in the '60s version
Nah.
of the show. But he knew how to drive the Batmobile in case Batman needed him. The other Alfreds, I don't think they were good. You know what I'm saying? The new one, Jeremy Irons. You know Jeremy Irons from Die Hard. He played Simon, whatever the villain. He plays Alfred. He was, I think, because of his accent, he was a good Alfred. But at this point, I don't know exactly who Alfred is. Was he just a servant, or was he a servant and he knew how to fight? Who is Alfred? I don't know. I think they need to like really give us like explain who Alfred is once and for all. Like, let me know who Alfred is, because we've seen so many different ones.
Yeah, man, definitely. And it was just like the way he was just like, Bruce, you should go with her. It was just like, damn, Alfred, like stay out. It's like stay out of it
Right.
once in a while. Shit.
No, but I think Alfred also gave Bruce advice. That's something
He did.
that's been consistent through all of them. Like he gave Bruce advice and told him like, yo, like you need to do this. I think you should call Vicky. She loves you.
Hmm.
This and that. You know what I'm saying? So I think like being that Alfred was like the caretaker for the family, and after Bruce's parents died, he looked after Bruce, and we saw a lot of that in the Gotham show, that he looked after Bruce and taught him how to
Yeah,
fight and stuff when he
definitely.
when in his early years of trying to get justice for his parents' death. And that's always been one thing that's been consistent with his character. But I
Most
like
definitely.
I think for the fan that might be confused and they see Alfred that's fighting and he got a gun, and then you see other Alfreds and he's just like a manservant. Well, which one is the real Alfred? You know what I'm saying? Will the real
Yeah.
Alfred please step up? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think we need to see that. I'm hoping with this new Batman film we get to see that.
I feel you. But yeah, I just want to say one more thing. I don't want to talk too much, but like Jack Nicholson's the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I begin? Pretty much the most eccentric Joker
Mm-hmm.
I've seen and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy because Jack Nicholson, he actually got a percentage of the gross of the film and stuff like that too. So pretty much, Homeboy is still making money off this film to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, it's been said that it was like the single movie records for an actor's salary and shit too. So Yeah, man. Definitely, I loved that scene with the balloons and stuff like that. I
Yes,
definitely
200
loved.
balloons.
Yes. I feel like with the Prince, the thing was the Prince song that really
Uh-huh.
made it better and shit like that. You
Party
know what I'm saying?
Man. Party Man was like the
Party Man.
theme song in that movie film. When he's
Oh
like
yeah.
messing up all the portraits and everything with his
Right.
crew. That to me he was the star of that film. Like I
He
loved
was.
Michael as Batman, but to have a villain like the Joker, who's like the most like one of the most iconic villains ever. To have, I think Jack was definitely the star of that film. Like he made that film what it is.
Yeah, and he actually organized his own look too, like the makeup with the effects and everything like
Yes,
that.
that's like the most accurate. Like I, we gonna talk about not Heath Ledger. Well, we gonna talk about that one too. But Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix on was accurate with the look also. But I think I like the costume changes with Jack's Joker. He had like different, wardrobe changes and the makeup and he really got into that character and you see like the term like when he fell in the vat and it changed him like mentally and his whole attitude was more dangerous and more violent. That was to me like still the most accurate Joker on screen.
Definitely agree with you on that. But yeah, all in all, this is a classic movie in my opinion. I'm gonna give this a 5 mics, 5 star, whatever.
That's
Casting,
awesome.
everything was perfect.
I loved it. Definitely a classic and again like to bring Batman for that time, and make him darker and the whole look by Tim Burton. And Tim Burton, that's like one of my favorite directors. Like, the
Yes,
Edward Scissorhands is a great movie, and Beetlejuice and just the stuff he's did. Most of his movies, Sleepy Hollow, has been dark, and I think he was like the right director to for the look of Gotham and Batman and the villains and everything, the whole tone of the film. It was just a great film, and Michael Keaton to me is still one of my favorite Batmans on screen, and Kim Basinger and Jack Nicholson, just a great cast, and that's really all you needed to make this movie a classic, and he got it right.
definitely agree with you on that. Now, oh boy, Batman Returns, my favorite movie, Batman movie possibly.
Hmm.
A movie that Tim Burton almost did not direct, almost and shit. This movie came out in 1992. I call it a Christmas movie in its own way. A lot of people want to
No,
have this debate.
it's
Oh,
not a Christmas movie. It came out in the summer.
it,
It's not a Christmas movie.
it takes place in
It's
Christmas.
well,
It's
it's
a Christmas.
it's it's Gotham during the winter, but I don't consider it a Christmas movie
Well,
though.
well, I
Oh
mean,
Lord.
if I see a Christmas tree and if I see Christmas carols, then I'm gonna call it a Christmas movie.
So if we ever get, and I know there was talks about them at some point in the future doing a Friday the 13th during in the winter. Is that gonna be considered a Christmas horror film? Jason in the wintertime?
Well, if it's pretty much a Christmas tree, if it has a Christmas theme, then it might be a Christmas. But if it's just a winter, then it's not a Christmas
Right,
movie.
right.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying with that.
Hmm.
But this movie right here was very controversial at the time because a lot of the parents were saying that it should not be a PG-13 because it was like way more darker, way more tragic. That's why I love it.
It was so like compared to now, like that was PG.
Right,
Compared to the stuff that they get away with now in movies, come on.
for real. So the story with this one is pretty much about this politician, played by Christopher Walken. Hold on, what's the motherfucker's name? Motherfucker's name. His name is like Ray something. Max Shrek, yeah, Shrek.
Hmm.
And he's a politician. He's getting ready to run, I think,
Right.
for governor or some shit like that.
Hmm.
Mayor, excuse me. And he was working with his secretary Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman and stuff like
Selena
that.
Kyle. Yes.
Yes, and pretty much what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? It was just like pretty much she was pretty much, under his thumb and stuff like that too. But the fucking politician had a side deal he was working with motherfucking Oswald Cobblepot,
Mm-hmm.
aka the Penguin,
Right.
who pretty much was abandoned by his parents and raised by penguins, of course. That was played by Danny DeVito. I'm gonna get more into that role in a minute. And yeah, man, this is just pretty much, Penguin trying to take over Gotham City. And then it's like two or three stories in one. You have the
Yes.
Penguin trying to take over Gotham City. You have Catwoman trying to get her revenge against Shrek
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. You had Bruce and Selena, their little story and whatnot.
Right.
It's a pretty somber, darker story, and I love it. And so they kept they kept this a secret, like the plot, everything a secret because of
Right.
the fact that they wanted to make it to be just right. Originally they were gonna put Harvey Dent back in this movie, but at the same time they declined and stuff like that. And so
Where was Vicky? Vicky wasn't in this one.
yeah, I have no idea why Vicky did not appear and stuff like that. But I did see an interview with a dude that played Knox when I
Mm.
was doing some research.
Right.
And I think he said like he wasn't really offered to come back for this role and stuff like that too. So
Right.
that's crazy. I would have definitely loved might wouldn't mind seeing Knox and shit. But
Mm-hmm.
oh wow. Let's talk about fucking that casting once again. Christopher Walken and Danny DeVito. Wow. First of all, the makeup that they did with the penguin.
Excellent.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Excellent.
Excellent. Amazing.
He
Like,
don't even look like he looked like Penguin. Like he don't look like Danny DeVito when I saw that. When I saw
nah.
that, I was like, yo, this is somebody totally different. He don't look nothing like Danny DeVito. He didn't sound like him. Like that was like the most accurate look of the Penguin on screen. Like he looked like the Penguin. You know what
I
I'm saying?
agree.
Like the dude that played Penguin on Gotham, he didn't look like Penguin at all. He was like he looked like he was out of like My Chemical Romance or something. He didn't look nothing like Penguin.
I agree.
You know, the new Penguin is Colin Farrell is gonna be in the new Batman film. He don't look like Penguin to me either. But
Mm-hmm.
Danny DeVito is the best looking Penguin in any Batman film. He looked like
I
the
agree.
character. He walked like him. He talked like him. He was ruthless. You know what I'm saying? Like he was great. He again like the villain, the main villains for the Batman films at that time, they drove the movie. Jack Nicholson for Joker, and Danny DeVito for Penguin. I love Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. I know there was rumors. I know some. There was rumors about Madonna was gonna play Catwoman, but she couldn't
I
do
heard
it.
about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly she couldn't do it, and they got and Ronnie said Michelle Pfeiffer was supposed to be Vicky Vale in the '89 one, but she her past relationship with I didn't even know that with Michael Keaton.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, man. And it's crazy because a lot of people are off with Penguin. Like I'm looking at Marlon Brando,
Wow.
um, which I love Marlon Brando. I
Hmm.
love Marlon Brando, but I don't. Hmm.
He had the look though. He was
He
big
had the look at that
and he
time.
was tall.
That,
He had the look.
but see, when I think of the Penguin, I think of a short,
Right.
fat.
That's why they got Danny DeVito because he's short and
Yeah,
fat.
yeah, man. They I don't know why, but they try to offer this to Christopher Lloyd.
Nah.
I'm like, nah. And
That,
I love Christopher Lloyd. He's too
Emmett
tall.
Scott from Back to the Future? Nah. 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 Not
Reverend
Doc.
Jim. Hell no.
Nah.
I'm good with Louis. I'm good with Louis.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, man.
Emmett Brown.
Joe Pesci. Oh, Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yes.
I think gangster with Joe Pesci because he's been in all these gangster films. I that was other than Home Alone. I haven't seen him in too many other things.
See, that's the thing about Pesci. I don't always say, "Oh, he's a gangster." He
He
made
would have
these
been
roles.
gangster penguin.
It's like, hey, yo, back.
You
Trying to fuck with me.
instead of an umbrella, the penguin would have had a Tommy gun for a weapon. He would have been too gangster for Batman Returns. I'm so
And
used to
plus,
seeing him in like Goodfellas and Casino. I'm like, nah, I can't see you. Like, I think Danny DeVito was the right casting. He was the
yeah,
perfect casting for it.
yeah, man. Christopher Walken, man. Like
Yes,
Christopher Walken, definitely.
yes.
one of my all-time favorite actors.
Mm-hmm.
Very eccentric, you know.
Yeah.
He definitely captured the
Mm-hmm.
politician look. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
sleazy,
Yeah.
wealthy, corrupt, and all that bullshit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, David Bowie was like, I think he was originally offered that role.
That's what Ronnie said. I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
David Bowie as the
Bowie as the
Penguin.
Joker. Hmm.
David Bowie as the Joker. Wow, that would have been crazy.
Interesting. Like Bowie. I mean, Bowie really can do no wrong. I
He
don't
did some
know.
films. He did the original
Yeah,
Doom, which I still have not seen. I want to see the new one, but I haven't seen the original Doom. You know, he
Labyrinth.
did a Labyrinth, right? Labyrinth. I know I saw that years ago, and I don't know if he could have pulled that off. I like Jack as Joker. I think they still got it right with Jack.
Yeah, man. Of course, you know Christopher Keaton and Michael Keaton, of course, returned and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But to me, the real star was Michelle Pfeiffer
Yes, definitely.
as Catwoman. See,
Yeah.
Catwoman to me, I never really considered her a villain. She's more like a tragic anti-hero
Mm-hmm.
in a weird way.
Right.
And a lot of this has to really come when it came to like the ending of the movie and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of people did not like the ending because it was,
What? They didn't like the ending?
yeah,
What they
yeah. A
wanted?
lot of people, it's like niggas Batman talking
I
about,
thought it
oh,
was
it's too
good.
sad. Yeah, because it had of course the politicians shooting
Mm-hmm.
um Catwoman and stuff like that, and then of course motherfucker was still talking about, oh my god, you're
Right.
Catwoman. Why are you
Right.
calling him Batman? It's like because he
Right.
is Batman,
He
you
didn't know. Right.
moron.
He didn't know. But I mean, but she killed him in the end, though. You know what I'm saying? It was a
Right.
happy ending.
Hmm. Because originally I think they originally wanted to kill off Catwoman, but
Oh wow.
they didn't want to happen, so they left her open in case she was to return in a
Come back. Right.
future Batman film. Which I think the
We
next
end up.
one was the Catwoman
Yeah.
movie with
We end
Halle
up getting Holly
Berry,
Berry. No.
which I'm not
Yeah.
going to talk about yet.
Trash.
That's what I'm going to say. But yeah, man, this movie right here was definitely one of my all-time favorite superhero movies. Great movie.
Yeah.
Five mics again and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Classic film.
okay.
I loved the fact that they set it in during Christmas time in Gotham, and it was real dark and cold, and you had the Penguin with the best makeup ever for a comic book film, and he was great, and he was ruthless, and you know, just when you think Penguin was dead, he like that scene where they were like in the like the scene with was like the underground scene with the penguins, and he rises up from the water, and then like when he finally falls and dies, the penguins take him back into the water. I like that scene, and you know, Catwoman, man, like her whole like costume was great. You know what I'm saying? And like she was really the star of the movie too. And I remember like watching that trailer and seeing like that's part where she's like doing like the flips, and then like the store like blows up, and she was great, man. Like Michelle Pfeiffer definitely embodied that character. She was real sexy, and like she like her moves, she moved like the Catwoman, and you know, it was great. Michael Keaton was great in that as well, and I thought it was a great film. It's definitely a classic to me. And you know, Tim Burton, he could do no wrong. Like they should have made him do all of the Batman films, you know, after the
I'm
first two.
saying
But you know, that was a great film. I definitely loved it. That's definitely um, if I had to rate it like five popcorns, it's definitely like five popcorn holders for me, man. Definitely a classic movie.
definitely a classic movie. All right. So now, 1995, we have the Batman Forever.
Right.
Let me be. Let's okay. Let's talk about the backstory.
We're gonna rate it with the five with the popcorn holders. There's five popcorn holders.
Okay. again, this one was a pretty controversial one.
Right.
Um, Tim Burton was allegedly having like a lot of issues with the Warner Brothers because at that time, Warner Brothers was getting like a lot of flack for Batman Returns because they said it was too dark and inappropriate, and so McDonald's was trying to like cut their sponsorship with the Happy Meal tie-in,
Oh.
and so they asked Burton to step down as director, and
Right.
they hired Joel Schumacher pretty much, and Joel Schumacher wanted to get more influence from the 1960s Batman and
Mm.
Dick Sprang comic book Batman,
Right.
which was like campy. But with this one, it it still was it was a weird mixture. Let me just be real. It was a weird mixture between the camp and the dark.
Right.
But at the same time, they were trying to make it. They really were trying to make it for kids.
Right.
So who did they bring in? Who was the actor at that time that was popular with kids and adults? Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey came in. They brought in Val Kilmer. They brought in Val Kilmer as the new Batman and stuff like that. 'Cause I think what had happened was Keaton did not want to reprise the Batman because he didn't like the direction that they were going with the franchise. So
I don't blame
he
him.
wanted, yeah, I don't blame him either. So they were trying to get a couple people. They were trying to get like Tom Hanks, William,
Right.
Keanu Reeves was considered, but then
Tom Hanks
Schumacher,
as Batman.
yeah,
Wow.
I
No,
I I,
I don't see Tom
I
Hanks at
love
all.
Tom Hanks. I love
No.
Tom Hanks, but I don't know about that one.
Wow.
So they brought in Val Kilmer, and at that time, Val Kilmer was in the movie Tombstone. He did the Doors movie and stuff like that. So he was a pretty household name by that
Yeah.
time.
He was good in those. You know. He,
Yeah,
he was he
actually
was
you
good
don't like
in
it.
he was good in. I'm not a huge Val Kilmer fan. Like I liked him in Top Gun. I liked him
Yeah,
in The Doors. To me, is like his best shit. You should have got a
yeah.
Grammy. Grammy. Should have got an Oscar for playing Jim Morrison.
He embodied Morrison to the T.
Yes, that was a good film. You know what I'm saying? The Doors biopic, Tombstone. I seen very way back, and then I wasn't even a fan of westerns like that. I'm still trying to get into that whole western genre, but I'm not a huge fan of his stuff. I think he's done a lot of crap. You know, I've seen this some other films that he's done that wasn't good, but yeah, I don't think this. I don't think there was a good. But like without Keaton, like Keaton made billions with the first two Batman films. Like Burton and Keaton, that's all you needed. You know what I'm saying? To make
Yes.
this franchise great, and maybe we wouldn't be going through so many incarnations of Batman over and over again, like every 10 years. But the minute that Keaton didn't come back, I'm like, yeah, this movie's gonna be doomed. I'm like, I couldn't even back then. I couldn't see Kilmer as Batman. I'm like, nah, they bugging. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Well.
saying?
Mhm. Well. And I'm gonna get into what I think about Kilmer in a minute.
Mm.
And so when it came to this movie too, they had to do some rearrangements to the script too. Because the original script was dark and stuff like that. And I remember when Joel Schumacher died last year,
Yeah.
there was actually rumors that there was a Schumacher cut of
Yes.
Batman
I
Forever.
heard that. I heard that.
Yeah. Um. So
Shit,
let's talk about
release that
yes,
version.
yes. So let's talk about the villains for a minute.
Mhm.
Two Face and the Riddler, Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey. So mm, they were trying to get Billy D. Williams for this one,
Mhm.
but Schumacher cast Tommy Lee Jones, but he was not the only one because Michael Jackson actually lobbied to be
Michael
well, not
Jackson.
he wanted to be the no not Two Face, not Two Face. I'm gonna say the Michael Jackson for he wanted to be Riddler. But I'll get to that in a minute.
Wow.
Robert De Niro, Nicolas Cage, which thank God for Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, I could see him pulling off that though, because he does create. He has movies
Does
where he gets crazy. I just saw a movie a couple days ago called the Color Out of Space. It was a horror film, one of them body horror films, and he was crazy in that film. Like he had some crazy moments in that film. I could definitely see
Yeah,
him pulling off the Riddler.
interesting. Um, yeah, man. But Tommy Lee Jones as it was cast, and so when it came to the Riddler, Michael Jackson really wanted to be the Riddler.
No.
Robin Williams was in discussions, but they ended up picking Jim Carrey instead. Um, they were actually trying to put the Joker. I think again, the original Joker was supposed to have been in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
and Mark Hamill, he was trying to work with that, but at the time he was having contract issues, Batman the Animated Series,
Right.
and then Robin. Oh Jesus.
That
Um,
that's not even, at least for me, that's not even what's wrong with this film.
well, Robin is not what's wrong with this film yet, but I was
Okay.
surprised because they said Marlon Wayans was trying to be
Yes, I did
Robin.
read that. Yes, I did
Yeah.
read that. That he was originally supposed to be. Something happened with he couldn't do it because of something though.
Oh wow, that's
Something
interesting.
happened with weight, like he didn't do it. It wasn't because of like the skin color. It was something else. He was working on something that and he couldn't do it.
Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio was considered, but I think he had some differences with Schumacher,
He
so
would
they
have been a
picked.
good fit too because he was still young. You know,
Yes.
I think Leo is a great actor. I think he could have pulled that off.
Yeah, Leo's dope.
Yeah,
But they picked Chris
Chris
O'Donnell
O'Donnell.
instead.
O'Donnell.
O'Donnell.
hmm Nicole
Her.
Kidman. She was forgettable. That's why nobody mentioned.
Yeah, I was even
I
gonna
didn't know.
mention it.
She was Vicky Vale in this, right? Like they brought Vicky Vale back.
Oh, Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, I think she was
No, she
Vicky.
was Dr. Chase Meriden.
Oh, yeah. I didn't like her character.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the story. So with this one, Batman was trying to stop like Two Face and the Riddler. The Riddler, he pretty much wants like to take over people's brains and stuff like that. And then of course Two Face was doing his own corrupt thing. But then he ends up meeting Dick Grayson in the circus after he took Dr. Chase Meriden to like that, and then his parents got killed by Two Face. Shit. Okay, this movie. Of course, the tone was very different from the first two movies. There was like a lot more one-liners,
hmm
and Batman don't really do one-liners like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of CGI in this movie,
hmm
a lot of outlandish costumes in this movie and shit too. Like it was like very bright. It was very like it was just very how can I put this? Distinct. I'm gonna say distinct.
Right.
And so with Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones, like I mentioned, they did not get along in this movie and stuff like that too, because from what I looked up, Tommy Lee Jones didn't like how Jim Carrey was too goofy and stuff like that.
He's playing
From
the
what
Riddler. What do you expect?
it's Jim Carrey. And
Exactly. Like this is the mask. This is Dr. Wiley. Like that's what he did. That's what made him famous was being goofy.
Dumb and Dumber and shit.
Right. Living color.
Right.
You know.
Um, so I think like they had like a fight on the set and stuff like that. And so
They had a
yeah,
fight. Oh shit.
I heard they had like a fight on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, man. I don't know if they squashed the beef now. I don't really know if they
Mm-hmm.
squashed the beef now, but yeah, man. Also when it came to this movie, it was a very division. It was a division between a lot of people loved the movie, a lot of people didn't love the movie. Val Kilmer as like Michael Keaton and Bruce Wayne, I kind of felt was very underrated in the movie. I'm not gonna lie.
You think so?
Yeah,
Val Kilmer was underrated.
yeah.
Wow.
Like he was not the best, but what he brought to the table, he brought like a more contemporary Bruce, a more calculated Bruce and shit like that. He did not have like the human that Keaton had in that movie and shit like that. Because at the same time, I feel like they were trying to like I think feel like the human of Keaton, I mean, of Bruce Wayne came with this chemistry with Dick Grayson, like when he was trying to console Dick with going after Two Face and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I felt like this was the best chemistry compared to what's to come. But
Right.
yeah, I feel like this movie is a solid 3.5 mics. I'm gonna give it that.
Wow.
3.5 popcorns.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think the best thing about this film was having Method Man do the Riddler song. Um, I think the Riddler was the only good thing about this film because it was
Yes.
Jim Carrey. I think they picked the right person to play Jim Carrey. I mean, to play the Riddler, and I enjoyed his moments as the Riddler. I didn't like Tommy Lee Jones. I thought he was miscasted as
I
Two
agree.
Face. I
I
don't like
agree.
Val Kilmer as Bruce Wayne or Batman. Nicole Kidman is a good actress, but she was boring in this film. I didn't see no chemistry with Nicole and Val like I did with Michael
I
and Kim
agree too.
Basinger. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, it was just bad. Did not like it. I don't know. You said they changed the script like it was too dark. Maybe they should have left it dark because I don't. I
Yeah.
felt like it was too goofy. It was like even the score of the movie. It was like goofy music
Cartoony.
going on. Yeah, like the time like when Jim's character had when Edward Enigma changed to like Riddler. Like it was goofy music going on in the background. I'm like, what is this I'm hearing? Yo? Yeah, it was. You know what I'm saying? It was like the way it was shot was like goofy parts, like the way it was shot, and I didn't like it. I just thought, no, this is not good, and it made money because it's Batman, and in Batman anything Batman will make money. But um, the best, like I said, the best thing about it was Jim Carrey playing the Riddler and Method Man song the Riddler. That was the best thing about it for me. I didn't care for it. I think it's trash. Legion salute.
Yeah, man. And I forgot to mention Tommy Lee Jones as Two Face. I did not like.
No.
It was miscast. He made Two Face more crazy. Like, come
Yeah.
on, man.
It no.
Yeah, come on, man.
Just
It
the
was just
makeup, like what the remember like the makeup we had was like different
ah,
rainbow colors, and I'm like,
Jesus
what is this?
Christ.
Is he part of Fraggle Rock or like? I didn't like it. I just thought it was it was bad.
Yeah, Danny Elfman should have returned for the score, but Schumacher hired Elliot Goldenthal. Ugh.
Mm, yeah, I
And
didn't
he
like
was
it.
known he was known for like shit. Well, he was known for all them comedy, stupid comedy movies and
Y'all
shit.
really like Val Kilmer as Batman. I didn't like it as Batman.
Shit, man.
Yes, yeah, the Method Man song "The Riddler" is on the soundtrack for Batman Forever. I mean, man.
But I did like when Jim Carrey was like when he was trying to convince him and stuff like Bruce to look at his idea about look at people's brains and shit like that.
Oh
That's
man,
Jim Carrey alone, man. It's just
yeah,
they should just call the movie Riddler.
yeah. Just get from his own Riddler movie. I would have went to see that.
Oh shit.
But like it was painful is to watch him play a good character that you know he could do alongside everybody else that don't know what the hell he doing. You
Right.
know. So I'm like, nah. I've always wanted a Riddler movie. I'm like, get Jim Carrey as Riddler and forget about just this. Like erase that whole Batman Forever movie from the timeline.
Yeah.
You know.
Alright. So 1997. Batman and Robin. Lord have mercy. Imagine if Puffy made a Batman movie.
Oh Lord. What where is the Puffy? I don't understand the significance of Puffy and
Because this is like shiny suit Batman.
oh
This
yes
is like
with
bad.
with with the nipples, bat nipples and No, that might be the
Uh,
worst Batman suit ever.
so the box office success of Batman Forever, Warner Brothers saw dollar signs and they said, "Let's make a fucking sequel."
Hmm.
So this did not take 3 years to make, which again probably should have took 3 years to make. But hey, Batman and Robin took everything that was decent about the campiness of Batman 1966 and put it in this bullshit of a movie. The only good part about this movie was Vivica A. Fox, like dead ass,
What?
like her sexy
She
self,
had
man.
like one or two scenes. She wasn't even relevant. I clearly
Like,
forgot she was in the film.
I don't give a fuck, man. Like this movie was just bad.
Oh Lord.
This movie was like the worst superhero movie. Like it took almost 10 years for another Batman movie to come out. Like
Hmm. Because people remember how bad the last two was.
shit. So what ended up happening? So they cast George Clooney as Batman. Val Kilmer was supposed to reprise his role and shit like that, but he ended up doing the Saint instead.
Crap.
George Clooney. I like George Clooney.
Yes, good actor.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Okay. Uma Thurman as Dr. Pamela Isley and Poison Ivy.
Too many people.
Okay. Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. Yeah, this yeah. Oh.
Your director know what to say right now.
I'm actually watching Batman and Robin right now.
You watching it?
Cause like I said, I didn't really have time to really watch everything. Cause I thought if I watch it,
Yeah,
maybe.
you're not missing anything.
Yeah, I'm really not. I'm gonna watch fucking something else instead. Like
They
I can't even.
they they crammed too many characters in one film. You know, they crammed Batgirl. You have Robin coming back. You have
Don't even get me started on Robin.
Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. You got Bane. Remember, Bane was in that film too.
Oh God,
You know what I'm saying? You
they
have
made
Bane.
that Bane's a dumbass in that movie.
Right. You have Bane in that film. You got Arnold as Mr. Freeze. Vivica Fox was like his assistant or some shit. Too many people in that film. And even now they still do that where they feel the need to cram more than one villain. I think that kind of hurts the film when you take the when the focus is not on one villain and it's on multiple villains. It's like it becomes like crowded and all over the place. And I think that's what happened with this film was too many villains in the film. I would have been satisfied with just Mr. Freeze alone. I don't know why you would pick Arnold Schwarzenegger because Mr. Freeze was not Diesel. You know what I'm saying? So there were so many other actors you could have gotten for that role that would have had that look of Mr. Freeze. I don't know why they got Arnold Schwarzenegger for that. But I didn't mind him as Mr. Freeze. I did not like Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, and Bane was like irrelevant in the film. Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. They should have had a way. I know they wasn't doing it back then. Like now it would be different because they all making a Batgirl film. But you know back then to just throw her in the film as Batgirl, it was like where the hell did she come from? Like, she wasn't in the previous three, and they just like shoehorned her in that film as Batgirl, and you don't know her backstory or nothing really. So, um, again, George Clooney is a great actor. I love George. I think George Clooney would have been a better Bruce Wayne than a Batman because, Bruce Wayne he's a billionaire. He was debonair. He was smooth with the ladies. That's all George Clooney, and he has a mysterious side to him. That's always how I looked at George Clooney's personality. He would have been a better Bruce Wayne than a Batman. They could have got somebody else to play Batman because he wasn't good. I don't like that bat suit with the bat nipples, and that was bad. Okay, this movie was bad, but the only good thing about it I liked was Arnold as Mr. Freeze. I wouldn't have picked Arnold as Mr. Freeze though, but I think he gave a good performance as Mr. Freeze. And That's really about it. I didn't like nothing else about the film. I know. I think Ronnie said Coolio. I don't even remember Coolio in it, or Scarecrow, or he was supposed to play Scarecrow. That would have been even worse.
Mm,
And In Vogue was in one of them. I don't even remember that.
yeah, man. And then even with the Batman and Robin chemistry, it was like they were just arguing about the bitchiest shit.
Right, right.
How come you gotta get the
Whi-
pretty lady?
but which is why, well, if you watch Titans, they had a falling out, which led to um Dick Ward leaving and becoming Nightwing because he wanted his freedom, and he felt like he was always under the wing of Bruce and Batman, and he wanted his freedom, which is why he left. The mansion anyway. He left from Wayne Manor and went on his own. So they cover that in Titans. Even in this season with the Red Hood and Jason Todd, they covered that whole thing because Jason felt the same way when he was playing Robin, and he was always under the thumb of Bruce, and Bruce was always like playing his parent, and he wanted some freedom, and he basically had to work with Scarecrow with Crane, and basically fake his I'm assuming he faked his death, and then he came back as the Red Hood, but he wanted that freedom away from, he wanted that freedom, from out under Bruce. So they talk about that in this current season of Titans or whatever. But yeah, like them arguing, that was stupid. I didn't care to see that.
Too campy.
Yeah,
Zero popcorn. I'd rather get candy.
not good. Trash. Did not like it. I think like I said, like Val Kilmer and Clooney, I would have never picked for Batman, and the villains. It's too many villains in Batman and Robin. If they're just stuck it to just Mr. Freeze, or even Poison Ivy, because Poison Ivy, like, that was like her only big screen appearance. Like they haven't brought back a Poison Ivy for any of the other films. If they have to do that right though. They would have to do that right where you bring her back and give her own story or whatever, because she has her own story. They covered that in the Gotham TV show. But if they had made it just about Mr. Freeze or Poison Ivy, that would have been better. I don't know. I don't know if that would have made the film better, because I still felt like George Clooney was not good, and I don't care for Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. So I don't know how better that would have made the film, but it was too many people that they threw in to that film, and it's like you lost focus on who's the main villain. Is it Poison Ivy? Is it Mr. Freeze? You got Bane in the background, who's irrelevant. A lot of people don't even remember Bane in that film, but later on in the Christopher Nolan films, he was a main character, and that's the way that it should have been done from the beginning. But it was too many things going on with that film.
I definitely see your point. And originally there was supposed to have been another sequel called Batman Unchained, but they canceled it due to like the low box office and reviews from this movie.
That's what Ronnie said, and they was gonna have Coolio. They was gonna have Coolio as Scarecrow. Like what? Oh man.
Taking y'all on the Gotham Voyage and shit.
Gotham Fantastic Voyage and shit.
Gotham Paradise.
Coolio's popularity had already been was already done. Like after Gangsta's Paradise, he was already done. That if you think about it, like that movie would have come out like what, 98? He was already done by
99.
then. 99? Yeah, his popularity was already done by then.
Well, that concludes the Batman film discussion. Alright, yeah, R. Kelly's Gotham City. That was on the Batman and Robin song.
Yes, I forgot about
Classic.
that song. Yes, that was dope. And he had
That
like
was
a
people.
remix for that. He had a remix for that.
Yeah.
Yes, Bone Thugs, Look Into My Eyes. That was the first single, I believe, and that ended up being on All the War.
Spoiler alert. I kind of feel like Batman and Robin had a better soundtrack than Forever.
I never heard that
Yeah,
soundtrack either. So I know those two songs, but I didn't hear that soundtrack.
just based on what he had like a lot more hip hop and shit.
Right, I gotta check it out then.
One said, "Keep your head up, R. Kelly." I mean, you're probably the only person that can say that, but okay. So I got my everything for the costume and shit.
hmm What you playing again?
Michael Jackson, rock with you.
Oh yeah, you just said that. Right, that's gonna be dope.
Houston. What is your favorite Batman samples in hip hop? Has it been?
Um, yes, there has the Gatman and Robin. That was with a 50 Cent.
Oh
I think
yeah,
Eminem was on that.
classic,
That was
classic.
dope. Yeah. Favorite
I'm staying
Batman
on
soundtrack? I mean, for me, it's only gonna be Prince. I didn't. Well, we're gonna talk about the other soundtracks, but for me, it's always gonna be the Prince soundtrack. So
Have you ever heard like the score of Batman Returns?
yeah,
Yeah,
that was good.
yeah, with the fucking choir and shit like that. That's eerie as
hmm
fuck.
Right. Gotham City or Kiss from a Rose. I'm going with Seal. I think
Gotham.
that's a classic record.
Let's see. We're gonna have a big nation. So man, when it comes to like Batman and shit like that, it's like with each interpretation of Batman. I don't know which one
hmm
was the best or which one was the worst and shit.
I think Keaton was the best for me, and then Affleck, and then Bale in that order. Affleck really proved to me that he could do it, and he took it seriously. Like he got in shape. I don't think out of any Ben Affleck films, I've never seen him be in that shape for any role, and he got in serious shape for Batman, and I think he was great. You know what I'm saying? Like in especially in Dawn of Justice, because it was more heavy Batman than Superman in that film, and they made Superman look like a punk in that film. You know what I'm saying? They made him look like a punk. They made him look weak. And Batman, I'm like, and in a real battle, Superman is beating Batman all day. But they made Batman was clever, and he
Mm.
figured out a way of how or what was Superman's weakness, and he found out it was kryptonite.
I don't know if
And
Superman can be Batman though.
yes, he can. This Superman is not human. He's from Krypton. He definitely can beat Batman. All he got to do is use his rays on him. You know what I'm
Shit.
saying? That's all. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure Batman would have some type of bat shield or some shit to stop it. But Superman is stronger than Batman. You know what I'm saying? And he figured out a way of what was his weakness. His weakness was Lois. Was his weakness? That's the love of his life. And the one thing they had in common was that both of their moms' name was Martha. You know what I'm saying? So he realized in that film, like, instead of fighting him, why not join forces and start a whole team called the Justice League, and you get other metahumans on the planet that could help them fight a bigger war that was coming, which was Darkseid. You know what I'm saying? So I like how they did that film, how they did that film, and then they set up the Justice League. And I thought Ben Affleck was great in those two films. What are your thoughts on the Riddler song? We're gonna talk about that when we do the soundtrack on Wednesday. Favorite Batman video game? Batman Begins is my favorite for Xbox. That was a great a great game. The original Batman game for the NES was good. Arkham Asylum, that was a good one of the best.
I love
I
Arkham
haven't
Asylum.
I haven't played all of them. I know there's like so many different like sequels, but the first one was great. You know, even like the way that he fought, like when he fought in the Mortal Kombat versus DC, that was a like I love the graphics and the fighting style for that game. I just thought the story sucked, but like the fighting that Batman had, like because he did martial arts, so he would fit like perfect in that Mortal Kombat universe. I thought that was a good game too. What rapper would have played Batman? I don't know. I don't know. I can't see any rapper playing Batman. Who could play Batman? It probably would. It probably would. I probably would say Will Smith, if anything. I don't know. I can't see too many rappers playing Batman.
A black Batman. That's interesting.
Well, I mean, well, what white rapper could play Batman? Not Eminem. You know,
How about
Macklemore. It's not, huh?
Kendrick?
No, I'm talking more like if Batman was like a Caucasian. What rapper
Oh,
that's Caucasian guy could play Batman?
uh,
Slain? Vinny Paz? No, they don't got the look.
Mark
Everlast?
Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg? Maybe Mark Wahlberg. He's probably the closest because he's still in shape, but he wasn't no great rapper.
But he's a white rapper. I mean,
Yeah, I don't even think he considers himself a rapper anymore. It's been so long. It was like that was just something that was like a side project I did. I was bored because they kicked me out of New Kids on the Block. You know,
just hang
yeah.
it up.
Mark, well, I couldn't see him in New Kids on the Block. He was too rough for them. You know, him and Donnie they were like the thugs of that group. You know, not Vanilla Ice. Hell no. Vanilla Ice is Batman. Hell fucking. No. I wouldn't have went to see that from at all. He said Vanilla Ice. Joyner Lucas? Nah, not Eminem. Hell no. Eminem could play the Joker or the Riddler. I couldn't see Eminem as Batman. I don't know.
So I can already tell this wig is going to be a problem, but I'm gonna make it work.
You got a wig too? Why you need to just like grow your hair out?
Cause I want it to be like actually official and shit. And
Oh,
yeah,
your hair don't grow that fast, like a little afro.
it do, but at the same time,
Mm.
it's not going fast enough as I want it to.
And you could have grew it out in an afro and then like just Jerry curled it and play play Michael next year as Thriller. You know what I'm saying? You just buy the beaded jacket and you can play Michael next year. With the Jerry curl.
I don't want to do no Thriller. Beat it. I don't want to do Thriller. Everyone
Shit, that
always
was the
does a
best
Thriller
time.
album. Everyone always does a Thriller album. I don't want to do Thriller.
You don't want to do Thriller? That was
Nah.
the best time for Michael. That shit. I almost got a Jerry curl because of Michael. Then when his hair caught on fire, that's when I changed my mind. But I was this close on getting a Jerry curl thanks to Michael. You know, just like with Bobby Brown in New Edition. Just like what? What about Bobby Brown? What are you talking about here?
Baby, I love you.
He dressed up as a Joker. Yeah, he could have played a Joker. I couldn't see him as Batman. Eminem looked too crazy to play Bruce Wayne. You know, no.
Yo, tell the Joker, don't be fucking up Gotham City.
Right. Right.
Oh shit, Eminem is gonna be happy rolling.
Oh man. Coolio. Where did get playing Coolio playing the Black Scarecrow? What? Of all people? Oh man, that's when they were like casting rappers because of their popularity at that time. Like they casted
Right.
Busta Rhymes and Halloween Resurrection, which is one of the worst Halloween films ever. Terrible. That's just that whole showdown with Buster and Michael Myers. I'm like, am I really looking at Michael Myers fight Buster Rhymes right now? That shit was whole bad, yo. They didn't
Can
care.
you
They
imagine?
were trying to capitalize on the rapper's name. Like, yeah, we're gonna cast Nas and Belly and DMX and we're gonna cast Buster in Halloween Resurrection. They didn't care. You know? Nas is
Can you
Batman?
imagine?
Hell no.
Imagine fighting Buster from higher learning and shit like that. He'd be like, ah!
He was like that. This was like what year was that? That was like ELE Buster,
Oh shit.
right? When did Resurrection come
Yeah,
out? Wasn't that like 98?
98.
Yeah, that's ELE. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? And
Buster.
he didn't even he like he but like when you saw him, it was like watching Buster play Buster on screen. It wasn't like another character. He was Buster Rhymes in Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Like it was Buster Rhymes against Michael Myers. I'm like, am I really watching this right now? Did they really cast Buster Rhymes in the Halloween film? A historic franchise going to waste? And Tyra Banks. I'm like, Tyra wasn't no great actress. You know, then she got killed she got shot in Higher Learning. She wasn't great in that film. You know,
I could picture
hilarious, man.
Nas as
Nah,
Batman.
hell no. Nas as Batman, hell no. In what hood? No, niggas in his own hood of Queensbridge wouldn't have been afraid of him. Resurrection was
What about
'02. I thought I was
what
out in
about
the
Jay Z?
'90s. Hell fucking no. Jay Z in a Batman suit? No. No. That was '02. I thought I was in the '90s that came out.
I could have
The one with
sworn that
Buster.
was nice.
That was the one with Buster Rhymes and Tyra Banks. I thought that was like late '90s. That was and either way was bad. They were trying to capitalize on the rappers, popularity at that time.
Everybody wants to be an actor.
Bad. Tyra Banks. Imagine that. We're gonna have Buster Rhymes and Tyra Banks lead our Halloween film, and it's gonna make billions of dollars. Hilarious.
Before it's too big.
You know what I mean? I can't picture Jay Z playing no superhero. Hell
I
no.
could picture Jay Z playing as Robin.
He's too slow. You ever seen Jay Z run? You ain't never seen that nigga run away. Where's he running to? Where like no. That would be like George Lucas casting Tupac as Mace Windu. Like what? Tupac in the Star Wars film? No. That would he would have lost all credibility after that.
He would have lost what?
He would have lost all his credibility. Thug life. He wouldn't have been. You can't be a thug. You can't be screaming thug life and you in a scene with Yoda. Like what? No. No. It's a good thing he didn't do that for him. He would have lost his credibility. Like he was a good actor, but I definitely didn't want to see him in no Star Wars film. Tyra Banks is Catwoman. Tyra Banks can't act though. What movie that you ever seen Tyra Banks in? And she was great.
You didn't like her in High Learning?
She got shot in Higher Learning. She wasn't good in Higher Learning.
What's wrong with you? What's
Didn't
wrong with you? Yeah, look what they did to my face.
didn't she die? Didn't she die in Higher Learning? Or she just
Yeah,
got shot? She
she got
she
shot
wasn't great in
already.
Higher Learning. Come on. She's a pretty model. That's what she's known for. She's a great model. She had her little talk show. But let's not get carried away. I never thought she was some great actress. When you do Catwoman, you like Michelle Pfeiffer was a great Catwoman because she can act. Like when you do Catwoman, you gotta have a great actress. Halle Berry was a great actress. She just wasn't a good Catwoman.
I remember when Halle Berry got that Razzie and shit, and she was all
She got a Razzie for the movie.
yeah,
I didn't even know that. She was happy.
like
Wow.
sarcastic, because you know when people get a Razzie, they
Yeah.
like the worst acting and shit like that. But
Hey, that movie was not good. That movie was trash. I don't even remember her in Love and Basketball. She was in Love and Basketball.
Yeah,
What is she doing now?
she was Omar Epps' girlfriend, or whatever.
Oh, when he signed with the Lakers.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Damn. He upgraded.
right.
Beyonce playing Catwoman. Don't give them no ideas, Ronnie. I could definitely see that shit happening. You know, let's throw Beyonce in a Batman film as Catwoman.
Oh,
Shit.
shit. A black Catwoman. Wait, actually,
Yeah. Well, we had Eartha Kitt. She was Catwoman. She was good.
oh yeah,
I don't
Eartha
know.
Kitt. I
I don't
forgot
know
about
if Beyonce is on Eartha Kitt level. Is she on Eartha Kitt level?
man. I don't even know at this point.
I don't know. I don't know. How do people feel about her acting? Has she done any good act? I mean, I've seen her in a couple of films. I don't think she was great.
It's a
You
mixed
know,
feeling when it comes to her acting.
how did you ever see Austin Powers, the one with Beyonce in it?
Yeah, I love that one.
You thought she was good in that?
I mean, yeah, she was alright. She was
What
alright.
about that film with Idris Elba?
That was funny.
You
That was funny as shit.
know, Empire. What was it? She was in the Empire Records,
Cadillac Records.
Cadillac Records. What do you think about
I
her,
didn't
her
see the whole. I
performance?
didn't see the whole Cadillac Records though.
Right. Biggie Smalls as Bane? Hell, fucking no. No,
Hey yo,
no, no more
did you see that?
rappers in films. No, I don't want to see no more rap unless they get acting classes. I don't want to see no more rappers in films. No, don't just put them in there because of who they are. Like they gotta actually be able to act. Yeah, yeah, shit like the little afro and shit. Oh man, no, no. Unless they know how to act. I'm not a fan of putting rappers in films because it brings down the movie.
I hear you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially when
Like 50 Cent did some trashy movies, yo. Like you know what I'm saying? And he's done movies with like A-list stars, Bruce Willis and Robert De Niro. Those movies was not good. You know, those are movies you can see like on the Tubi app and shit.
oh shit,
No. Biggie Small, I can't even see it. Biggie Smalls as Bane? Hell no.
y'all funny. Man.
Oh man. Freelance, yes. That was decent. Like at least 50 Cent, like he tried, he got better over time. Because when he first started acting, he wasn't good. He got better over time, but you know, maybe one day he'll be like a great actor. But he tried, like he went to acting classes and shit. I don't know about Busta Rhymes and all these other cats. ASAP Rocky and shit. When we was watching that monster film, ASAP Rocky, it was like watching ASAP Rocky in the film.
Yeah, he even when I was watching Dope, he mostly just played himself and shit.
Right. It was like he didn't play another character. You gotta when as the viewer, you gotta watch the film and whatever character is on there, they gotta be believable to you. You just can't be watching a film with Tupac and say, oh, well that's Tupac. But is it Tupac as the character? Like he was so good in Juice because he played Bishop. Because Bishop was like a believable character. I didn't feel like I was watching Juice and looking at Tupac. It was like it was Tupac playing Bishop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, like Eminem in 8 Mile. It was Eminem playing Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? Cause that was a great role for him. Like he he made you believe that he was Rabbit. You know, not Buster Rhymes in Resurrection. That was like watching Buster against Michael Myers. I still can't believe they did that for him. You know, Fat Joe's another one. He can't act either.
Who?
Fat Joe,
Oh God.
he was bad,
Remember Thicker Than Water?
terrible. And he was on this the She's Gotta Have It series for Netflix.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he wasn't good in that either. You know, and he's done movies before. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, what the fuck is my shit?
They Yeah, it's like you gotta take acting classes for that, yo. You know what they did with BMF? Like they actually got Big Meech's real son as the main character, and he had to go to acting school for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? They ain't just throw him in there because he's Big Meech's son. Like he had to go to acting school, and he's great. He's great on the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like Q-Tip. I've seen Q-Tip in a couple films, not that many, but he had like small roles though. Snoop Dogg. I don't think Snoop Dogg's a good actor. It's again, it's like every movie I see Snoop in, it's like Snoop Dogg playing himself. You know,
Double G.
DMX was decent. I can't see him playing Batman. No, I can't see him playing Batman. Maybe Blade. I can't see him playing Batman.
What about Hammer?
Playing who? No. Hammer was bad at playing a rapper.
He could probably play Gotham Preacher.
Oh God, right? For the Gotham City Church, the pastor. Oh man, like see, like they got Snoop Dogg on BMF now. He playing like the pastor for the church or
Ironic.
whatever. Yeah, right. And he looks like Snoop Dogg. It's like I'm watching Snoop Dogg on BMF.
Snoop Dogg playing a pastor. Didn't he do a song called "Murder Was the Case"?
Right? Don't you can't get you don't think because you did a gospel album you get off scot free. You don't get no pass for that. Yeah, Fat Joe was bad. He was not, and he's done movies for like years, and you would think by now he would have went to acting school,
Niggas just don't know how to act. It's funny.
right? They just think they could just get on screen and just be themselves.
Remember Memphis Bleak and State Property?
Oh God, he was bad. Everybody was bad on that film. Beanie Siegel was like he played himself on there. Like that was Beans watching Beans play Beans. He didn't really do nothing. He was like that's how he was. Everybody was bad in that movie. you know. Janet Jackson is great. Like she went to acting school because she was an actress when she was young. I don't think she could do Catwoman now though, but she's older now. Unless they do like an older Catwoman, I can't see Janet doing like stunts and shit like that.
Imagine what she'll do to that chair.
Right? You know, Janet is a good actress because she went to acting school. You know,
Okay. do some parts. Like I wanted Sharon Stone to play
Sharon
Cat.
Stone. Wow. 92 Sharon Stone, right? Basic Instinct.
Basic.
That would have been good.
Ooh.
The shit, that would have been too dirty. That would have been a dirty Batman Returns. Puff Daddy is the penguin? No.
What?
Puff Daddy? What are you talking about, Q? Puff Daddy? Definitely wasn't gonna watch that. Puffy can't act. And he don't do too much else. He don't produce either. Puff Daddy. A black penguin and it's Puff Daddy? Hell fucking no. Favorite TV show theme song? I don't know. Favorite TV show theme song? What's your favorite?
It's a lot.
I want Al Pacino too old to play Batman now. I can't see him playing Batman anyway. I don't think he would have been a. He probably would have been a good Bruce Wayne, but you're playing two characters. You got to play Bruce Wayne and Batman. They got to be able to you got to be able to play both. Some of them can play like George Clooney could play Bruce Wayne good. I don't think he was a good Batman though. Mr. Freeze? I don't know. Al Pacino is Mr. Freeze.
No,
No?
that wouldn't work.
Al Pacino could play Falcone. He could play Falcone, the mobster in Gotham City. I think he would be better as Falcone.
I'm gonna stay until about 12:58.
Man.
So how y'all loving this Batman week so far?
That's great. Favorite Superman film? The first one.
Yeah, same.
And Man of Steel. Man of Steel was great. Which Superman movie is the worst? The one with Richard Pryor, Part 3. Did not like that one.
Oh man, you didn't like that one?
Too. Nah, too comedic. And what was the purpose of having Richard Pryor in there? I don't I don't understand that. Like, what was his purpose in it, being in it?
At that time, he was trying to appeal to kids too. At that time, so
Richard Pryor? Richard
Yeah.
Pryor.
he had a kid
The-
show. Y'all you remember the kid show?
What kid show?
Pryor's Place. Hold on, I'm gonna
What
show
year
it
was
to you.
that? What year was that?
84.
I don't remember that.
Let's all go to Pryor's place. Like
Pryor's
that.
play. What is he? What is he? The Black People Army now?
Hold on, I'm
No.
gonna play it for you. Hold on.
Oh my God! Can you even play this on YouTube?
I'm not gonna show the video. I'm just gonna play a little bit of the
Oh.
song. Theme song.
You have a song for that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Guess who sings the theme song?
Marvin Gaye.
Ray Parker.
Ray Parker? Oh my God. Ghostbusters?
I mean, the theme song was actually nice though.
No.
Let's all go.
Richard Pryor, dirty ass Richard Pryor, stand up comedian.
Kids show,
Wanted,
yeah.
wanted to appeal to kids? Wow.
Mind you, nigga was on the Wiz, so I mean, but he
Nobody
was
remembers that one. Nobody remembers that one. It's all about Dorothy. It's just the white version with what's her name? Mother. Um,
Raj.
Judy Garland. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's the one I grew up on. I didn't grow up on the. I mean, the black one was good. I saw it. I got the soundtrack, but I grew up on the Judy Garland Wizard of Oz.
Man, give me the weird Elder Fuck.
Anyone,
Huh?
anyone, or the Diana Ross one? Diana Ross. Remember, she was replacing Stephanie Mills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got rid of Stephanie Mills because she was too short, and they got Diana Ross.
No, I heard that Diana Ross. I heard Diana Ross literally shoehorned Barry for that role and shit.
Oh, she slept with Barry Gordy for that role. That's what happened. She slept. We know she had a relationship with Barry Gordy.
Because that was the time she dropped that disco album, the Diana album and shit.
She got a great album, but I would have liked to see the one with Stephanie Mills in it because like on Broadway, Stephanie Mills was playing Dorothy.
Like they tough tongue.
You know what I mean?
So who had a better version of Holmes, Stephanie or Diana?
Stephanie.
Yeah, I agree.
I think. Why was Richard Pryor in that movie? I don't think he was needed. He just brought comedy to that film, and I didn't care for it.
In The Wiz or in Superman?
And Superman. Michael, who knows who Michael slept with? I don't know. That's those secrets went there to his grave.
Everyone wants to find out who Michael Smith is.
Michael was probably a pimp on the low, and y'all sitting up there acting like this man didn't have nobody. He probably was pimping out everybody he was friends with. Diana, Brooke Shields, Tatum O'Neal, everybody.
Oh yeah, I might end it off with that.
Favorite character from the Wiz '78? I ain't got one.
Yeah,
That's not my favorite. So
I should have planned this costume a little bit better.
I can't wait to see you in this costume. I want to see how this shit look. I hope you look like Michael and not Buckwheat.
hey, all right. But like I said, I don't think nobody ever thought of this costume before. So
Right.
yeah. Other than that, I'm gonna thank everyone for coming and rocking with us for a good hour or two or whatever. Just to let you guys know, tomorrow we're gonna talk about the greatest superhero animated show in history, Batman, the animated series. Can't wait.
At least for the
that.
'90s. For the '90s.
Well, I still call it.
You think it's the greatest superhero animated series ever?
Yes, I
I
do.
don't. I'm not going that far. You have to remember. I grew up on He-Man and GI Joe and
Man,
no.
fuck G.I. Joe.
No. I'm not going that far. It's definitely the best for the '90s, not for the '80s though.
Like
I
I
got
said,
He-Man all day over Batman animated series. Masters of the Universe all day.
You tripping.
Transformers,
Yeah.
GI Joe, Thundercats, Voltron all day over
Batman, the animated
Batman.
series. Shit
I'll even
all
throw
over
in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from '87 over Batman animated series.
Man, fuck
Yes.
that. I mean, I agree with your opinion, but to me, I'm gonna explain my. I don't want to spend too much time, but my
Okay.
reasoning for it all is that
Okay.
Batman was really the show.
Well, what other great series from the animated series from the '90s was on that level? I can't think of too many other than that and X-Men. No, Animaniacs and Batman.
You talking about Simpsons? Or you talking about superheroes or just regular
Yes.
cartoons? Superheroes.
All included, everything.
Well, I'm not the biggest fan of X-Men, but
Uh-huh.
that cartoon was just as influential for Marvel
Right.
as Batman was for DC.
Right.
You had Superman, the animated series, which I thought was
Yes.
solid for the most
That was
part.
good.
Batman,
Animaniacs. Batman,
Well, I thought
yeah.
you meant cartoons in general, so that's why I said
Batman. No, I meant everything. Every animated series from the '90s. I'm talking about.
yeah, Animaniacs was definitely killing it.
I was more Tiny Toons. I liked Tiny Toon
They,
Adventures more, but
I like
Animaniacs is good.
Animaniacs. Um, Rocko's Modern Life, in my opinion.
Never saw it.
Ren and Stimpy.
Ben and Stimpy was good. I don't know if I'm putting it on Batman level though.
No, I'm not. I'm not. So
That was good though.
shit.
They got away with a lot on Ben and Stimpy.
Hell yeah. But yeah,
Spider Man was great. Love Spider Man.
I wouldn't put it on Batman,
No,
the animated series level.
what? Are you serious?
It was too overly ambitious.
Too overly. What you want Spider Man to do? I don't understand.
No,
What he
because
got?
this is my thing. I when I first watched it as a kid, I liked it, but I didn't think it was that great. I felt like they were trying to they were trying to do what Batman did,
Mhm.
but at the same time, it came off flat.
You think so? I
Yeah,
think he had some great episodes, some great stories on that series, especially
yeah,
the ones with Morbius and Blade comes in, and I love those. That was a great series too. You know, that and the X-Men. I think those two are like right on the level of Batman animated series for me. That was it because I wasn't watching nothing else. It was those three. Superman I watched once in the blue. Um, that was it. Well, Tiny Toon Adventures was like early. I was like still in junior high when that shit was out. But
right.
other than that, it was like that was the three for me. I wasn't watching nothing else. Like Ren and Stimpy, they showed on Nickelodeon and they showed on MTV.
Definitely. But yeah, man. Where was I? So on Wednesday it's gonna be the music part where we're going to talk about um Batman soundtrack '89 and Batman
Hmm.
Forever '95 soundtrack. Thursday is going to be the Nolan movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it for now.
and,
And we're
and
gonna
and the Joker review is coming too.
yeah, we're gonna definitely pre-record Joker.
Yeah,
Other than that, this is definitely fun. I can't wait for tomorrow
yes, that's gonna be good too.
and shit. I appreciate this try as usual.
No doubt.
I hope everyone has a good night, and I'll see
All
y'all
right,
later.
peace.
Peace. Oh, Gargoyles. I did like Gargoyles too, Ray Sean.